dance, throw your hate on her. Got some ice, throw some skates on her. Bring it back, throw my faith with her. Break her back when she say the word. The time we don't speak, the same time that I'm weak. Around your aura I peak. You're shining now. Your lips that I kiss, the softest that I have missed.
Disclaimer, what I'm about to say is really disgusting. So if you're eating food or about to eat something, I'm sorry, the pollen is just clucking with my eyes. Just hold off on eating whatever you're about to eat. You ever have the urge to like poop and then you go to the bathroom? As soon as you sit on the toilet, let me know if you can relate to this. As soon as you sit on the toilet, your literal shit comes out like water. Talking about something. I can't really, yeah, I do it like this. You get up, you sit down on the toilet, and it comes out like water. That's the best feeling in the world. Oh no! Or you ever poop, and after you're done pooping, you get some toilet paper and wipe, but there's nothing on the toilet paper? You ever take a shower and fart while you're and fart while you're in the shower? It's weird because you smell the fart, but then you also smell your soap too at the same time. I don't know how to explain. Stop! No. What's the title of this? True Quarantine.
This story literally happened to me a week ago. Okay. My name is Joseph, and I live in a country based in Europe.
Right.
I'm a student studying at university and currently live with my parents.
Okay.
A few days ago, before this outbreak took place in my country, we had been informed through the media that we shouldn't leave our houses and to minimize contact with people for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
The government had closed down all schools and certain businesses. This also included events within my own country. It was a Friday evening. I was trying to kill some time by playing computer games when me and my parents heard our doorbell ring. I was confused because we weren't expecting anyone. It would be really irresponsible to visit during the outbreak. I thought to myself that it could be one of my aunts or my cousins who needed help or supplies, so...
Bullshit! Hell nah! That's a setup. They after your ass. Protect your ass and every hole on your body. Because I feel like when you open that door, they're going to cluck you in all your holes on your body. Your whole country is on lockdown because of this virus that's going on. It's a whole curfew. Worldwide curfew. Who the hell about to be at your door? Especially family. My family, nah, not having it. No, you good. You got to keep all that. Keep all that. You got all of that. No, I'm good. I'm not expecting nobody. So my doorbell ring, I'm not getting up. I promise you that. I promise you.
Immediately went to answer the front door. I was just surprised that they didn't inform us about this visit earlier. Before I could even touch the door handle, I looked through the blinds to see who it was. It wasn't any of our relatives, but two men in dirty yellow overalls which looked like hazmat suits.
You definitely got it.
I couldn't even make out their faces. They looked so creepy. My heart started to beat faster. I thought that my father or mother had symptoms, and they called the hospital for doctors or some medical professional. Maybe they didn't tell me so as to not make me so worried or panic about them. But when I checked the living room, neither of them seemed to be ill. They were surprised too. Something doesn't feel right. The doorbell rang once again. I hesitated, but I finally pulled the door open. The men introduced themselves as a disinfection team.
Damn, they just walked in that bitch like it was nothing. Like that's their home. They just walked up in there like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? No, nigga, no, that's not how we rocking. That's not how we rolling. There's a whole virus going on. It's supposed to be a lockdown. Minimize and to have little to no human interaction whatsoever. And you just walks up in my house like you live here. What? Sus. and your parents are in cahoots. Suits.
City council. They told us that every house in the area will be disinfected and we will need to leave for an hour. They even showed us papers that seemed legit. We had many doubts, but they convinced us.
Bullshit.
Looking back, it was the dumbest thing we did, but they inspired trust in us, and we were already distracted by the stress of the situation. Me and my parents looked at each other. We shrugged our shoulders and decided to take a walk. They gave us a copy of a warrant, plus we thought we were leaving our house in safe hands. After a few minutes of walking, I remembered that I forgot to turn off the oven. I said to my parents about this, and they decided to wait for me. I sprinted back to my house. As I got to the house, I heard some weird noises behind the closed door. Why did they close the door? I said to myself. Fortunately, I had an extra key, and I opened the door. The view inside the house horrified me. I saw a huge mess. All of the cabinets were left open, furniture was turned over on the floor, and all of the food we gathered as supplies were thrown out. I froze from fear. Millions of thoughts were flying through my head at that moment. I immediately knew we had become victims of a robbery. How could we have been so stupid? I thought to myself. I turned around and wanted to run out of the house and call the cops, but I stumbled upon one of the robbers standing at the front door holding a big knife. I can't let you leave, boy. You seem too much, he said to me in a really evil way. Then he started to run towards me. Without hesitation, I ran to the bathroom and locked the door behind me. He was screaming and pounding on the door. If you open the door, I won't hurt you. I promise, he said. Of course, I didn't believe him and hid inside the bathtub. He started to stab the wooden door. I was so scared I couldn't even blink. My heart was pounding so hard. It felt as if I was trying to escape my chest. I started to pray because I thought that was literally the last moments of my life. Tears started to stream down my face. I cried more than I had ever cried in my entire life.
What you crying for? Huh? That's a legit, honest question. What you crying for? It was your choice, your idea to go back to the cluck zone. Because at first you and your parents were in the cluck zone, right? No, y'all were in a cluck zone. And then you got to the cluck zone. And then you was on the verge of going to the safe zone. But you went back to the cluck zone and then back to the cluck zone. So that's on you. It really is. Your parents not on that cluck shit. Apparently the cluck gene skipped a generation. Because obviously your parents don't have it. And you do. And obviously they did not teach you their ways.
Finally, the pounding on the door stopped. He was gone. I heard police sirens and I opened the door. My parents ran up to me and hugged me. I felt like the luckiest person alive. I was so happy. They told me that after a while of waiting, they eventually decided to walk back to the house. Then my father saw a robber in the door with a knife. He hid behind the trees and called the police. The police told us that they were searching for these men for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
They had already robbed 10 houses in the nearby cities and used the situation as a way to gain trust in people and to access their properties. The papers they found on them were also fake. I hope they will rot in prison now. Let this be a warning. I hope you guys won't fall for this kind of scam.
You really just cut off like that? Jesus. You know what's crazy about this story is that is true. Because you got a lot of people out here, because of what's going on with the whole virus thing, it's like you got a lot of people that's like very, very vulnerable. There we go. There are certain words that I cannot say off bucks, but I will have to slow it down to say it in full. Vulnerable. Oh, there it is. Vulnerable. There we go. It's one of those words. Yeah, there's a lot of people that's very vulnerable in this time and place right now, that they would believe something like this. And I get it though. Like they were in a whole quarantine not costume, but a whole quarantine like outfit. And it looked believable. And then they had paperwork to go with it that also looked believable. So I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna believe it, but I know there's a lot of people that out here that would believe it. And to the people that do believe it, you definitely got the cluck gene. There's no question about it. But I mean, realistically, what would y'all do in a situation like this? Like, you know what's going on right now in real life, and a person in a quarantine outfit, or a couple of people in a quarantine outfit, come to your place. They look legit, and they look like they have like legit papers, talking about, we need to do a thorough inspection in your place. You need to leave ASAP. Be honest. Like, would you leave, or would you be like, that's a load of yeah, that's a yeah? Cause I don't know, man. Off Bucks, I would have my doubts. But then I'm like, I don't know. That's a tough situation. I don't know, man. What would y'all do in a situation like that? Let me know that in the comment section below. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.